Hello, I'm Good Morning Vietnam. I'm not. Everyone has their favorite stand-up comedy special, but how can we compare stand-up comedy specials without the favoritism getting in the way? Hopefully like this. Welcome to the Laugh Track, where we track stats and chat facts. This week I'll be watching Hitler's Dog because he asked me to. Just a joke. Hitler's Dog, Gossip and Trickery, Norm Macdonald's second stand-up comedy special. This one was released in 2017, filmed at the Wilbur Theater in Boston, and you can still find it on Netflix. 2017, not the biggest year for memorable comedy media. Movies, I didn't really remember a lot. TV shows, didn't remember a lot. Stuff like The Big Sick, The Disaster Artist, Daddy's Home 2 came out this year. Ooh. TV shows, Good Place, Master of None, Crashing. I actually really like Crashing a lot on HBO. Pete Holmes. Great comedy show. Check it out. Ticket sales. Top grossing comedians for ticket sales this year. Chris Rock, 20 million. Amy Schumer, 21 million. And Kevin Hart, 50 million. This was a landmark year because this is the first time that a comedian had ever reached $50 million in ticket sales. Comedic controversy of the year 2017. I'll let you decide which one's the controversy of the year. New York Times came out with a detailed report in which 5 women accused comedian Louis C.K. of sexual misconduct. And also Kathy Lee Griffin held up that Donald Trump head thing where it had blood on it. Was it the emo photo or was it the... Before we get to the laughs, was there an intro? Yes! Good intro, Norm. Great job. There was a little short one. Nice, small, quick, original, in and out. Norm bashfully walks towards the camera with his like he didn't want to do it, or like he's asked them, like, can this be my intro? But then while he was doing it, he kind of got embarrassed of it. I don't know. Since he's dead, I'm like, everything he does, I just, it was so good, But what the fuck was that? There wasn't much there, was there? But still, he was Norm, wasn't he? What are you, gay? And now, the laughs. Hooray! Minutes 0 to 10. So Norm starts out, by my timer at least, halfway through a joke. So I'm counting that laugh at the beginning. We hear the punchline, we don't hear the setup, we hear the audience laugh as we see Norm in the intro. Then, we get what we know as Norm. At this point in Norm's career, 2017, he is a polished product. He knows what he likes to wear, how he likes to stand, how he likes to deliver his jokes, and from the jump, we're getting Norm, how we're going to get him for the whole show. Just standing very still within arm's reach of his water, never walking around, just behind the microphone to deliver the jokes. Very, I don't know how to describe them, hyper realistic jokes, piggybacking off of the everyday common observation that often goes overlooked with some sepia toned from the past tint. That's a really good way to describe it, I think so. I mean, I pulled that out of my donk. Anyway, man, I sure am funny, don't you think so, Robert? Yeah, high fucking five. He's over there. I'm by myself. 53 laughs in this part. Norm opens up, notable things that he talks about, dessert and LSD. Good stuff. Indulgent. 53 laughs. First 10 minutes. Good. And in the next 10 minutes, there's not much to talk about structurally, because like I said, Norm's just, he's consistent. He's doing what he does throughout the whole show. But topically speaking, he starts out talking about vegetarianism, and then takes a very hard turn into suicide and autoerotic asphyxiation. How many laughs? 47 laughs. I guess they didn't like the asphyxiations as much. I like this part. I think that it's really cool that Norm takes such a long time for his setups. Like, he'll really, I mean, hot take, he'll walk the audience down a long path before he hits them with like a bunch of punchlines back to back to back. So that's why Norm, with the laugh track at least, is a little bit more inconsistent than other comedians like John Mulaney, how, he's hitting the same numbers in the same 10-minute segments or back-to-back 10-minute segments. Norm, it's like nothing and then fucking 100 jokes out of nowhere, Good stuff, though. In this segment of comedy, Norm gives us a lot of wide-ranging topics. Everything from the prostitutes of Las Vegas to the prostitutes of a small town. Old phones, old photographs, the moon landing, celebrities, butts, etc. 58 laughs here. This is the high point of the show. Norm kind of like goes up, and then down and up, and then down and up, and then... this is the highest point of the show. 58 laughs. Most laughs he gets in a 10-minute segment. Minutes 31 to 40. This is kind of like what makes me think that Norm is either the smartest guy in the room or the dumbest guy in the room. Not that he's, particularly leaning into either way. It's just that he toes the line of everything at the same time, and that doesn't really make sense. But it kind of does. Watch Norm's comedy. There's 46 laughs here, and watch it. 41 to 50. We get the Germany World War II. What do you think you are, Mars? Joke. I think it's better on Letterman, but that's probably just because that's the first place that I saw it. It seems like it's a lot more polished in the special. Like he definitely made like little changes here and there to the joke. But I don't know. It's just like you fall in love with the joke the first place you hear it. First place I heard it was on Letterman. But check it out in this special because it is very good. 45 laughs here in this 10-minute segment. And in the final 10 minutes of Hitler's Dog, Gossip, and Trickery, we get the titular 10 minutes. We get the joke that, we get the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. Oh, that's where the title comes from right there. And it's from a Norm Macdonald rare callback. He doesn't do a lot of callbacks. He doesn't play with the form a lot. It's all very much just, I'm writing good jokes and I'm delivering good jokes, and there's a little bit of my personality in there, but it kind of falls by the wayside, which is a word I learned on Rick and Morty. 56 laughs here, second most out of all the 10-minute segments of the show. I really like Norm Macdonald. I really like this special a lot. Those were the laughs, and now on to the stats. Hitler's Dog, Gossip, and Trickery gives us 58 bad words, leading the way from the big four, fuck, with 38 entries. What's notable about that is that last week's episode, New in Town, John Mulaney's special, only 39 bad words total. Interesting. From the eclectic bunch, Goddamn leads the way with 10. And now on to the laughs. 305 total laughs, coming from a total time speaking of 59 minutes, 57 seconds. You'll love to see a comedian coming in right at the hour mark, especially for an hour special. I know that there's editing involved and everything, but it shows professionalism, and you honestly don't see it that much. Total laughs per minute, 5.09, and laughs per second, that really big, really small number, right over there. And lastly but not leastly, we have the comparisons. The only other special I've talked about so far has been New in Town. So it is no surprise that New in Town has two of the leader spots. New in Town, most laughs. New in Town, most laughs per second. However, Hitler's Dog, Gossip, and Trickery, this week's selection, comes in and steals the crown for most bad words. On account of all those fucking fucks that fucking Norm used there. Jesus Christ, Norm, those fucking God, Norm. That's my impression of Jim Brewer. Anyway, goodbye.